Hello, what is going on, guys? Hockey Guy 1 here. Welcome to my review of Venom. So, Venom is directed by Ruben Fleischer and stars Tom Hardy, Michelle Williams, Riz Ahmed, and Reed Scott. So, the story is Eddie Brock is kind of living a normal life until he gets fired from his job, and then 6 months later, he tries to show why Carlton Drake is a bad person by showing what he does with people in the symbiotes, and he ends up getting infected by a symbiote, by the Venom symbiote, and basically turns into Venom and has to stop Riot and launching off the thing, the rocket, and that's basically the story. So let's start out with the positives. I mean, Tom Hardy is just a fantastic Venom, Eddie Brock, way better than Topher Grace for sure. So this was the real casting choice for Venom, not Topher Grace. Topher Grace was just terrible in Spider-Man 3 and everything. And Tom Hardy just way better. He did a great performance, unlike Topher Grace, like I keep mentioning. So yeah, so they did improve, at least find some improvements with Venom. As well as like all the acting was good in general. Like Michelle Williams did a pretty good job, and yeah, but that's about it, to be honest. I mean, the other actors didn't really do that good. But I can kind of give them a pass because the script they were given was terrible. So I guess they did a decent job with the script they were given. So Eddie Brock was a pretty good character, as well as Venom, which a lot of people seem to think he's kind of wasted. I don't know if he was wasted. I mean, I thought he had a decent amount of screen time, so I thought he was pretty good for the reason. They had him, as well as Eddie Brock was really good. And I mean, it's pretty good. The characters in this movie aren't really that good, other than these characters. I was kind of enjoying the first act, but after that, I mean, I will say this, it definitely does go downhill big time with the plot, but the first act was very entertaining for what it is. And the action scenes were also great and well choreographed and everything. But, yeah, I mean, not really much else to give this movie, to be honest. And it's had a satisfying ending as well, with remember that line in the trailer that got everyone excited for it, that got me on the hype train for sure. Sure, it was the first trailer of this movie with the "We are Venom" line. Yeah, that's how that ended, and it was great. Yeah. I mean, there's a line that definitely made me hyped for this movie, because before that trailer, I mean, I wasn't really hyped for this movie because I just didn't really think a movie about Venom without Spider-Man, and it really made any sense. But, yeah, like I said, that line was just a perfect way to end a movie. So another thing I gotta mention is the end credit scene is probably one of the best end credit scenes of this year that I've seen with the superhero movies comic book movies this year. But yeah, I mean, it was great. I'm not gonna say what it was because I don't really want to spoil it for anybody who hasn't seen it yet. I have to say that it was very satisfying, and I thought it was a great end credit scene. Now that I got the positives out of the way, here are my negatives with this movie. And honestly, there's a decent amount. I mean, the story of this movie is just very mediocre. It's nothing special, and I mean, it's kind of a little bit different. I mean, it's not necessarily generic, but it's just nothing special. Second and third acts weren't necessarily awful, but they weren't good either. Not even close. They're just pretty bad. They're not really much. I mean, the second act's just all about. I don't really want to spoil it, so I can't really say what it's about. Actually, I mean, it's just a lot of Venom and Eddie Brock things, and it's kind of. I mean, it's kind of a snooze fest as well. So the third act just kind of had one shitty action scene. Well, yeah. And that's about it. The climax. Yeah, the climax wasn't unsatisfying. Just terrible. Terrible bunch of just a CGI mess. Like I said, I mean, it's really the only bad action scene in it, in the film. And the main antagonist of this movie, Carlton Drake or Riot, was just awful. It just, I can't even say anything else about it. He's just awful in this film. He's just generic, and there's nothing to his character. He doesn't have any motivations. He's just evil, and that's about it. He's just a terrible villain. To make things worse for Riot, I mean, Riot doesn't even show up until the third act, and he's just not a good, just, like I said, a generic villain who was just nothing, and that's about all I could say. He's just a generic villain with no motivation. I know I repeat myself, but still, I can't help but to say it again. He's just, I can't believe how much they messed up in his character. But oh my god, the visual effects are just horrible. I mean, I've seen worse visual effects in film before, but these visuals are just terrible. Terrible. I mean, just the symbiote. Just whenever I see the symbiote on screen, I just cringe. I couldn't help but to cringe because it just looked terrible. It was clearly CGI, as well as whenever the symbiote went up into his suit form, you can clearly tell that was CGI as well. It doesn't even look real whatsoever. It's clearly CGI. It's just could have done a much better job with the $100 million budget. So Anne, who is Eddie Brock's love interest, is just completely wasted in this film, and just basically nothing but Eddie's love interest. That's about it. And that's honestly her character. That's about it. Which also causes it to be a forced relationship when she's like not even in the film that much. So the dialogue's not necessarily terrible, but there was one line that I absolutely cringed and wondering how the hell the writers put this in the movie. It was like it was in like the third trailer. That completely ruined that trailer. It was like the second or third trailer. It completely ruined that trailer. It was like the turd in the wind, like a turd in the wind line. It's just, I cringed and was like, is that really the best you could think of, writers? I mean, it's just a terrible line. They cut out 40 minutes of the film, including Tom Hardy's favorite scene, but they keep in the worst line of the film. I don't get it. The pacing isn't necessarily terrible. It's decent, but most of the problems with it is definitely big time on Sony for taking out 40 minutes of film, including Tom Hardy's favorite scene. It just made it feel like two completely different movies when it said from the first act to the second act. I mean, it just felt like two completely different movies, and I feel like they could have done much better with it. It's just a decent pacing. It's not terrible, but it's decent. So overall, Venom is just a massive disappointment and just a very mediocre film, and honestly might have passed Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom as the most disappointing movie of this year, and I'm gonna give Venom a 6 out of 10. So that was my review of Venom. What are your thoughts on Venom? Did you like it? Did you absolutely hate it like the critics? Or are you like me, or are you in the middle? Well, tell me in the comments below. And I'd like to thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.